We've got the Atlas Van Lines, the U1, blue and white, driven by Chip Hanauer from Seattle, Washington. The U12, the Miss Budweiser and Jim Kropfeld out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The U7, American Speedy Printing and Jack Schaefer Jr. from Irvine, California. The U2, the Squire Shop and Earl Hall from Hampton, Virginia. The U8, the Executone and George Johnson. And not there at the start will be the Frank Kenny Toyota and Ron Snyder, who returned to the pits with engine difficulties.
And the alternate, the Tempest, came out, and the Tempest has now gone back to the pits. We're going to have a 5-vote final as the American Speedy Printing leads them up to corner number 3. The Budweiser looks like about lane 2, Atlas Van Lines lane 3. Then Squire in the 4th slot, and the Executone on the far outside. As they come up that way, that's the Tempest, which is just about having some problems. It's going to head back to the pits. And here they come now. There is Jack Schaefer Jr. on the inside. He's just about 4 seconds away from the start. He'll be right on the money, and Atlas will be on his tail. And up in the middle of the spray between those two boats, you can't see him, is the Budweiser as they go down towards corner number 1, Sam.
It's 1, 2, 3. Jack Schaefer on the inside of the American Speedy Printing boat. Outside, Chip Hanauer on the Atlas Van Lines. And in that middle there, Jim Kropfeld and Miss Budweiser. As they come out of there, it's Schaefer in the American Speedy on the inside. Chip Hanauer's put the Atlas Van Lines on top by about a boat length, Jim.
And the Budweiser spun out. The Budweiser spun out and is down in the water very slowly. The Atlas Van Lines is taking the lead now and opened up about a 5-boat length lead over the American Speedy Printing. Little light on the front end, and there's the difference. The boat on your left is the Atlas Van Lines with Chip Water coming up over the sponsons, and it'll be a wounded deer time for the American Speedy Printing. Let's see if Jack Schaefer, yes sir, here comes Jack Schaefer Jr. in the American Speedy Printing, and he's on his way to the bank if he can maintain down that back chute in smooth water.
39-year-old Jack Schaefer Jr. from Irvine, California, and RV Bob Taylor's American Speedy Printing Special. Heading up that back stretch here, it's the 3rd race for this team. 3rd place in Madison, Indiana. 2nd place in the Gold Cup race. And on their way to a 1st place finish here in the Columbia Cup, Schaefer brings it through the turn and heads it down. The Miss Budweiser is going. Schaefer's got about a half a lap lead right now, but here comes Jack Schaefer in the lead in the American Speedy Printing Special.
Right now, he wants to keep it all together in the engine housing. He knows he's past the Atlas Van Lines. Right now, Jack Schaefer's probably thinking, where's the Budweiser? I'll tell you where the Budweiser is. About 28 seconds back now, just coming in. There's your number 2 boat, Jim Kropfeld and the Budweiser. In the corner number 3, as Jack Schaefer now has about the length, I should say, of her straightaway lead.
There's Chip Hanauer disabled in the Atlas. Here comes Kropfeld around on the outside. Oh, Jim, what a story this would be. Jack Schaefer, a brand new driver's suit today with the Texas flag on one sleeve, the American flag on the other sleeve. Lap 2 here, his speed 112.324 miles an hour. Schaefer heading up that back stretch en route to what could be his first win as an unlimited driver, and a very dejected Chip Hanauer in the Atlas Van Lines going very, very slowly down the straightaway here. Something wrong in the engine department here today.
And he'll have to pull the infield. That's exactly what he's going to do. Get no points. That'll put the Budweiser, if he maintains 2nd place, at least 369 points ahead of the Atlas Van Lines in national rankings. And if he can manage to catch this boat, the lead boat, the American Speedy Printing, with Jack Schaefer, he can pick up another 100 points and win this.
Schaefer looking over his shoulder. Where's Jim Kropfeld? Where's everybody else? He looks up here. His speed on lap 3, 111.628. He's dropped off a bit. And let's see what Kropfeld does. Schaefer, you know, driving this one, he drove it when it was brand new 3 years ago as the Miss Tri-Cities. Then it was the Miss Thousand Trail. Here's Jim Kropfeld and the Miss Budweiser. Schaefer back here on a course that he always called his home when he drove for Kenny Thompson here.
Okay, it's about a half a lap for the American Speedy Printing over the Budweiser. And we have a lap and a half to go in this race's history. Jack Schaefer is looking over his left shoulder. He knows where the Budweiser is now. And here's our Executone riding in 3rd place.
That's right. That time, Jim Kropfeld picked up 6.5 seconds on Schaefer. Kropfeld's speed 122.241. Schaefer 111.6. He could be saving equipment. He knows nobody's going to push him right now. Let's see what he does. He sets it up, cranks it around the apex in turn 3, and he's going to bring it down here to complete lap number 4, and that's when the green flag drops.
It's going to be one more lap to go as the green flag is out for the American Speedy Printing Team, owned by RP Bob Taylor out of Houston, Texas. And he gives a signal. He knows it's one more lap to go. And now it's only about 11-second difference as the Budweiser has 11-second deficit to make up with one more lap to go. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it if the American Speedy Printing keeps it together in the engine housing.
Anything can happen in boat racing. Kropfeld clipped another 5 seconds off that lead there. 121.212. Schaefer 112.150. Schaefer going going up the backstretch to come around for the checkered flag, which would be his first win, RB Bob Taylor's first win, and here's George Johnson, the executone.
And he gets the green flag.
Vote right now.
And he gets the green flag with one more lap to go as the Squire Shop and the Tempest are out, and also the Atlas Van Lines, and now less than a half a lap to go for the American Speedy Printing Team, owned by RB Bob Taylor from Houston, Texas. Born out of Houston, Texas, the driver, Jack Shaver Jr., now residing, selling airplanes down in Southern California. And as he comes off the apex of corners number 3 and 4, the checker flag is waiting for the first time in Jack Shaver Jr.'s career, and the first time for RB Bob Taylor, this team's win. They're coming down to take the checker flag, and it's all over. The winner of this race here in Tri-Cities is Jack Shaver Jr. and the American Speedy Printing Team.
And second place will go to Jim Kraftfeld and Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser, the executone and George Johnson in third, and the Atlas Van Lines and Chip Hanauer fourth. Earl Hall and the Squire Shop take fifth.
We'll have the happy winning driver in the winner's circle after this timeout. A very happy crew here in the winner's circle, and for the first time in his history of unlimited driving, Jack Shaver Jr. from Southern California takes the checker flag first, and that has to be a big thrill, Jack.
It is a big thrill, Jim. You know, the team's 49 days old. Bob Taylor says they do it big in Texas, but they also do it better. I'm just real happy for the whole team, for Bob, myself. I don't know what to say.
You were on that number 1 lane, which is kind of a strange position for you, but I guess you thought you could make it to the pin first. You did. When did you know that you didn't have the competition from Atlas and from Budweiser?
I really didn't know until after I'd passed the Atlas again. I took the inside lane on purpose, and I got down, and I couldn't find the Budweiser for a couple of laps. Then I saw him about half a lap back, and I just shut the power down and just kept an eye on him.
He started to close that gap fast. Were you keeping an eye on him?
I was keeping an eye on him because I just measured it out. If I had to, I'd use a little nitrous and get away from him, but I felt pretty good about it.
Well, Sam Cole, RB Bob Taylor, an owner for the first time in unlimited hydroplane racing, and his team, 49 days old, goes from third to second, now to first.
RB Bob, it's got to feel good.
It's great, Sam. I like to say, I've won this ever since the start. Third, second, now the first.
You know, back in the early 60s, Bill Wagner and the Maverick team, a famous team from Texas in our sport, another one on the horizon, huh?
That's exactly right. We could have done without the crew, Jerry Styles, and of course, Jack run a smart race, and that's what it takes.
One thing I'll ask your driver real quick. I understand, Jack, that this same engine has worked for you in every race you've run. Are you going to keep it for the next race?
I don't know what to do. It's working great. We've got about 10 heats on it. It was the only one together when we got it, and we're calling it Old Nag.
Well, actually, it's the engine, the crew, the driver, the owner, the complete team that makes the victory. And today, the American Speedy Printing, owned by RB Bob Taylor and Jack Shaver Jr., the driver, victorious here in Tri-Cities, Washington at the Columbia Cup. On behalf of Sam Cole and myself, until the next time we get together on ESPN, so long.